Hello, welcome once again to Living and Active. This is going to be probably the first, I think, long form video that I'm going to be putting on the from the Rooftops playlist. And this is the video which I very happily show the music excuse me, the music area that I have at long last been able to manage inside my living space. For those of you who have not been keeping up in the posts, because I post a lot, and so it makes sense that people don't hang on every single little thing that I post in there. I ended up, because I don't know how long it's going to be until a shop space opens up. I've actually moved Otto's new machine, the shop, completely out of my living space, so I could actually do more with the music, actually taking care of my instruments and learning to play them better, working with them or whatever. So I thought that now that I have this area, right now I'm trying to find a good spot to be that's going to give me a better angle, and I'm also trying to operate my wheelchair with my the camera with my two half of hands, going back and forth between the two, and as you can see, I'm meeting with mixed results. So for those of you who have been around this channel for a while, you will recognize this shelf, or maybe you won't, as the old guard display of all of the old Singer treadle machines that I had that were over 100 years old. Those have been moved to storage along with the rest of Otto's new machine inventory, and in their place go all of the music books, the percussive things, the harmonicas, the amplifiers, of which there are 4, I think, in here. Here's my cool little busking amplifier. Behind that is a nice little I forget what, I think it's a suitcase style tiny little acoustic amplifier for like ukuleles and stuff like that. There's my modeling amp right there, and then there's my big boy PV, sorted cables and everything else. All of the tuners and sorted other musical whatnots that accompany, well, anything that has to do with music. Another bag full of tuners and chargers, power supplies, etc. Cool little wicker basket full of picks and rosin and all kinds of other stuff that are also handy for playing music. But the arrangement here, I'm really trying to find an angle. I might just shoot it from here. But one of the main things that I was trying to do with the music area was have it be an open space, kind of cordoned off, with as much as I could manage with the entryway to the sewing room, which is now a dedicated sewing room, now that the other parts of the shop have been moved out of there. But this space right here, this little round, I guess, I forgot what I was going to call it, but this end of the living room has actually been set up so that people can bring chairs and other seating implements as they wish, because not everybody rolls around in their seats under them. If people wanted to come by and play acoustic jam sessions, whatever, I have enough banjos over there and enough dulcimers over there, and I'm getting one more of each to add to my stock, to my supply, rotation, whatever, so that people want to show up and jam, they can show up and jam. Hammer dulcimer and the digital piano make up the kind of the flanks of this little area here. Underneath, kind of in between the digital piano and my recliner there, that's the very, very nice guitar case that houses my that is Martin. That's a Martin, by the way. This is a Martin guitar case. So for those of you that are impressed by band names, I have a Martin guitar case. I've never had a Martin guitar. But there's a Martin guitar case, and inside of that Martin guitar case is a Z King lap steel guitar. That is truly a lap steel, not a pedal steel or something that goes up on a stand. But I have room to be able to get around, and I've even navigated this once with a blindfold for the not by sight activities of daily living, unsighted contingency training that I've been doing. But I managed to go around through here with the wheelchair. It's a nice space. I can turn around and get to everything without difficulty. Without getting in the way really of any of the stuff that I still use from this reference station here. It's all of the language learning materials and whatnot that are there. I can get to the amps or whatever else, and the microphone stands, anything that I need to fairly quickly. And I haven't cleared out the storages underneath these devices yet, but when I get to that point, then I will be able to say that my climate control for this area, my dehumidifier right there, and then my rehumidifier right there, depending on season, can be just there and then plugged in, whichever one needs to be plugged in for the season, and operated, and I don't have to move a whole bunch of stuff around. No muss, no fuss. And if it really comes down to it, and there do come people to play, then these things can be tucked away somewhere, and then someone can actually use this as a seat. I've got a couple other folding chairs that people could use if they wanted to sit in this, what's supposed to be a circle. Could be a circle if these two spots right here were full of chairs, and then people could actually play an accompaniment. But if that never happens, I will at least be able to say that I have succeeded in creating the space and the opportunity for really cool and wonderful and fun things to happen musically. Whether or not they actually do is in God's hands, not mine, my two half hands. God doesn't have half hands, by the way. So he's able to do a lot more than I am. So I've got to have my fish, and I've got to have my Cassville question painting. By the way, the dulcimer that I'm getting, let's go through this. This is, I'm going to give some introductions here. This is Lyndon Freeman. He is the eldest brother of the Freeman sisters, Lydia and Lillian, in the years 1976, 1983. So they are siblings, I'm calling them, because they were all similarly made in like someone's home shop or something. These aren't big name builds or anything. These are just old school, classic, amateur, I guess, made instruments. These two are standard tuning. Lyndon here is a baritone dulcimer. I have on the way another one. It looks sort of kind of like the same dimensions as Lyndon, but I don't think. But it's got mechanical tuners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap some bass strings on it. I'm going to have 3 playable bass strings, and then on the melody side, where that second melody string would normally go on a 4-string dulcimer. I'm actually going to cut the groove in the bridge and the nut deeper, and then run a thinner string in that number 2 slot. Sorry, the number 2 slot, to serve as a sympathetic string. So I would only play the bass D-A-D, and then I would have probably an E string, I think, as a sympathetic for that deep D string once that gets here. That's the plan anyway. I'm going to try to make that work. And then the other banjo I have coming in is the one that will be named Amos Blackburn when it gets here, and that is one from Lowly Mountain Banjos. And I will update folks with the story of that guy once he gets here. But so it's going to be Amos Blackburn, Lyndon Freeman, Lillian Freeman here in the middle, Lydia Freeman, the first lap dulcimer that I had, that I ever owned. Here on the banjo side, we've got Clay here, which is my Aaron Flinner original cigar box banjo. Then we've got Ola Bell, which is my first Jim Morris original banjo that he made for me. Then we have my second Jim Morris original banjo that he made for me, named Opal. I'm sorry, I just lied in all of this. The dulcimer's last name, their family name, is Sweet, because dulcimer means sweet. And these banjos are Freemans. Opal and Ola Bell are the Freemans. I'm sorry, I lied. I forgot my own mythology going on in this music stuff. But I forgot Clay's last name. I really did. And then here, this beautiful gourd banjo. This is another Jim Morris original, and this is June Weaver. That is this banjo's name. Then, like I said, Amos Blackburn is on its way, I guess, sometime soon. We'll be getting introduced to him when he gets here. And then I don't have a name picked out for the other dulcimer yet. But yeah. So this is the new music spot, I guess. I did go and get what I need to add to the tripod so I can actually shoot better videos. And I do have a wheelchair mounting rig for both still camera and video camera that I'm going to start using so I can actually do better quality videos, because following the suggestions that I asked for, I got to get better at doing videos. So if I'm going to devote a whole bunch of time to it, I don't know if I will or not, but in the meantime, that's a look at the music space. I don't know whether it's going to actually come to me being able to make music and play with other human beings, like in real life, in person. But if not, it's a space that I myself can enjoy, both visually and practically. Now that I can move around in it better and access all of my stuff, so that I can just tinker away at the music that I want to play. So the mechanical clock over there on the corner bench has just informed us that it is 11 o'clock or thereabouts, and so I don't know what that has to do with anything. That's the time, and that's the video. So whether it's music or figuring out what you can or can't do with whatever's left of your life, or abilities or mobility or whatever, Just remember Hebrews 11:6, without faith it is impossible to please God, because those who come to God must believe that He is, and that He does reward those who seek Him. So if you want reward, then seek Him. Until next time, if there is a next time, and there might not be, I'll be with you.